Okay, welcome. David from Casström here. We're out on a sort of Christmas day with the Casström team here, and decided to take the opportunity to do a bit of filming for the YouTube channel and for clips. So I wanted to go through the number 10 Swedish forest knife and just show a little bit of what the knife can do. I'm gonna start a fire here with a fire steel. Just in general about the knife, it's a knife with a Scandi grind. Comes in two different steel types. This one is the Sleipner steel, which is a sort of a carbon tool steel from Uddeholm. We also have the fully stainless version, which is made with Sandvik 14C28N steel, which has been treated with deep freezing or cryogenic freezing to enhance the steel. So both of these steel options are superb for bushcraft and general outdoor purposes. So great knives for splitting wood, for carving, for general work around the campfire, but also for hunting, dealing with fish, all sorts of different tasks. Length of the blade is around 10.5 centimeters, and around the same sort of length of handle as well. This particular version has a curly birch handle, or Karelian birch is another word for the wood, and it comes with a matching fire steel. There's a few different options of handles and with or without fire steel that you can see, but I'm gonna just go through the process of making fire now. Okay, so what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna split up some kindling here so that we've got something to work with. I've got some birch bark pieces here that I'm going to use as tinder. So right, this is one of the benefits of the thicker Scandi grind, is that you can split wood quite effectively with it. So one thing to think about is just to make sure that it's relatively knot free, the wood. If it's soft wood, it's usually not the end of the world, but it's sometimes, depending on what kind of material you're splitting, you have to be a little bit careful if it's full of knots, because that can damage a finely sharpened edge, which can always be restored, but takes a little bit of effort. So I usually make plenty of smaller material to build the fire, and then to get things going after I've got the initial flame, I want some kind of feather stick. So usually that can be made pretty effectively with this kind of knife. And this material I'm working with now, I think it's some kind of spruce or pine, so it's fairly easy to make these shavings with, and it's a material that's fairly quick to start a fire with, and it's available in plenty amounts here in the north of Sweden. Birch will burn longer, has more capacity to warm up and to hold more energy. Some denser, harder wood. It's a little bit more difficult to start, but the birch bark is superb to work with. Okay, I think I've got plenty to work with here. Doesn't need to be pretty, just needs to be effective. So what I want to do with the birch bark here is just to make small pieces that can catch the fire. Basically make a kind of a tinder. There's other materials that can be used for this, but around here birch bark is available pretty much everywhere, so that's what I tend to use. But to sort of find out what is available and best to use in your area. But I would say this process here is the most important one, to make sure that you've got plenty of material here that can catch the sparks. You can also use fat wood from an old tree stump or something like that. This is not a superb piece, but it's okay. Let's see if I can get a little bit of fat wood out of this as well. It's not the super great piece, but it's let's see if we can make a little bit of. If you have a really fat piece of wood, then you can sort of make these kind of shavings as well. Right, so we've got the pieces of wood ready to catch the fire, and we've got some materials here to maintain the fire and get it going. So we'll take the fire steel, and then we'll usually try and shave off a little bit of material here onto the surface before I actually do a more rapid strike. So I want to get a little bit of the ferro material into this burr here that I've made, and it's a little bit unstable here. I'm just going to try and move it. Okay, and then you can either move the knife, or you can move the stick. So we can try and do it this way. Okay, and you've got your feather stick. This way we can build the fire.